Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake-up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. We're going to be doing them with my I Am card deck. Every card in this deck has an empowering message on it. So I want to say thank you guys so much for joining and having some fun. Let's see who is here today. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like you three are the ones who are around. I see a bunch more in the wings who haven't yet commented. So if you're watching and you haven't commented, please comment so that I can know that you're here. Good morning, Brenda Jean. All right. So the question of the day was, what qualities do you admire? And Shauna says that she admires honesty. And Lauren admires caring qualities. Brenda Jean admires discipline, attention to detail, consistency, a can-do attitude, and a growth mindset. Admire those with a great sense of humor and make others laugh. Dan admires integrity and honesty. What wonderful things that we can admire when we see them in other people. I'm a person who admires excellence. I admire beauty. I admire honesty. It's very, very important to me. And when I meet people who are people with integrity, people who are real, those are relationships that I cultivate. So I want to say thank you for being the people that I admire. You indeed are the folks that I admire. And it's really nice to hang out with you today in the morning. So we are going to pull a card off the top of the deck now. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We're going to respond together out loud that we are by saying I am that affirmation. As we do this, we are really building into our own lives. And somebody told me the other day, they said, I didn't quite believe it when I started saying it, but now these thoughts kind of circle around in my head that I am good enough, that I am capable of doing the things that I mean to do. Whereas previously, they told me that their internal narrative was really more like, as soon as they had an idea that they could do something, these other thoughts would come in very quickly and say, actually, you can't. And here's all the reasons that you can't. So these words have incredible power. Words are the foundation of our perception. It's how we describe our perception to others, and consequently, how we all view the world. So let's view the world from the lens of us being really us being awesome. And as we do that, we are going to remake it in our image. So without further ado, here comes the card today. I am decisive. I am decisive. I focus on what is most important. So I am decisive. I focus on what is most important. Are you decisive? You are decisive. You focus on what is most important. So I'm going to write that down in the comments, and I encourage you to do so as well. So I am decisive. I focus on what is most important. All right. And so I chose a camera lens for this card because the photography is the art of framing. It is the art of deciding what is important and focusing on that thing and leading the eye on a journey through that thing. Even this picture of the camera lens, it leads the eye on a journey from the center of the lens all the way up to where it says 17 to 70 millimeters up there at the corner. These the fact is that a photographer only has a very limited ability to stage a scene. Typically, photographers are taking pictures of what is, and they can make what is look nice through tricks like studio lighting and background and things of that nature. So photography is one of those things where it's important to focus on and subtract the things that we don't want in order to have more of what we do. And a truly amazing picture, if you have ever had the pleasure of just studying a truly amazing picture, but they typically have exactly what the artist intended for you to see, and nothing more and nothing less. So we are decisive people. We focus on what is most important. And I always whenever I talk about decision or decide, the word decide, it comes from the Latin decidere, which means to cut off. And so there's a really interesting juxtaposition here, because while we are cutting off some possibilities in order to decide on others, we also can have all of the things that we want, because we are and kind of people, as Chan likes to say. And so how can we be and kind of people and also decide? And the answer is to recognize that we have limited faculties, we have limited amounts of time, and so we can choose this and that. But when we choose this and that, we choose a comparatively smaller measure of this and that. That doesn't mean that we're getting less. In many cases, we're getting more by choosing both this and that. The fact is that we are able to really blend things. Things become greater when we blend them together. So we are decisive people. We focus on what is most important. So in any given moment, there is something that is most important to be focused on. And that most important thing is generally whatever it is that, whatever way that we have to perceive the current reality that is in line with our highest values. And so this card is an invitation for us to understand what our highest values are, so that we can make sure that as we are going through life, that we are focused on the things that allow us to really perceive reality in the way that it is in keeping with those values. So we are decisive people. We focus on what is most important. And for me, most important right now is getting into a different set of clothes, because I have some chores to do after the rain. So that's what I'm going to go do right now. And I want to say thank you guys so much for I want to say thank you guys so much for being here, for having fun with me. Looks like some other folks have arrived. So good morning to, let's see, good morning to Brenda Jean. Good morning to Maya. Good morning to Dennis. You guys are awesome. It is all good. It is all good. Dennis, thank you so much for, you might think you've been MIA, but I'm glad that you've been exactly where you need to be. And now you are back here. So that is super cool. Anyways, I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m. for yet another wake-up call. We will have another empowering affirmation tomorrow, which is, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is Thursday. Yeah, it is Thanksgiving already. So hope everybody has an amazing holiday. And but I will still be here at 9 a.m. with a wake-up call. So I love you. I care about you. I will talk to you guys later. And until we meet again, aloha from paradise.